Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Vantage Driver's Seat, your weekly Vantage Recap episode. We have quite a few races to go over this week, and we have a special guest, as always. This special guest won Thursday's Pro Series race at Atlanta, breaking a winless streak of over 1,000 days dating back to 2021. With us today is Jacob Hoskins.
What's up?
How you doing, Jacob? And of course, my other host, the other Jacob, Jacob 2. Just kidding. I'm not going to start that. I'll let you guys start that.
All right.
Jacob Barajas, a.k.a. Chief Denkaroo. How you guys doing?
Not doing too bad.
I'm doing good. Doing good.
Good. How was your gentleman's Monday and Tuesday? Post 5 race weekend race. It's pretty exciting weekend.
Yeah, I'm just glad we're back in it again. Have all these championships going on. If you haven't signed up for them, sign up now, or else I'm gonna break your kneecaps.
Yeah, and then you really can't
Yeah,
race.
Yeah.
can't complain about my week. Daft Shock's doing pretty good for our first time in the Indy Series, so that's going.
Yeah, let's actually go ahead and get into it. Starting off the week on Thursday, opening round of the Vantage Pro Series Season 2 playoffs at Atlanta Super Speedway. Pretty good race. We had Hoskins on pole. Daniel Michel jumped out in the front for a little bit. Had a bunch of different leaders throughout the day. But at the end there, it was quite the moment. If you guys haven't seen, it was all over our social medias. And of course, the full race replay is on the YouTube channel where you're currently listening to this now. I'll let Jacob talk us through that entire race for him, actually.
Oh, yeah. Going into that week, there were so many people saying Jacob's not gonna make it past the first round of the playoffs. Chief, sorry, don't know what that was. But yeah, going into that race, I had a lot of motivation. It was a playoff race. I qualified good. I had learned how to qualify at Atlanta, so that was the first time I did that. And it was a pretty tamed race for the most part until that wreck happened. All the aftershock cars worked well together throughout the entire race, and for the last green flag pit stop, we all pitted together on strategy. It was my call with the team we're going to pit this time and hopefully cut it short, which we did, but we were afraid Brandon had too much of a lead. So when that caution came out, we were kind of iffy on what we were going to do because, one, we were sitting second and third, which is respectable positions. Two, we could win the race. So we didn't know what we felt. So we just went with emotions on that restart. I got to the high side with Sean and just pushed him. I saw Landon behind me drop to the bottom. I followed him down, and then that's how the story goes. Won the race, pretty much.
Yeah, you had that buffer that Sean Purcell, who was, I think, a lap down or maybe basically a full lap down. He was just kind of there for you, pulling you along. You were pushing him. So that was a really nice thing to have. And then, like you said, Landon at the end there pulled down. You had your teammate behind you. And it all kind of came together. You win, you advance to the next round of the playoffs. I will have you know, and longtime listeners of the podcast would know that I did pick Jacob to advance to through the first round, and Kurt Bray to go home in the first round. And Kurt Bray actually missed the first race. So right now the script is scripting as it would be.
See, I picked him to go out in the first round because he was below the cut line. Just want to say this, everybody out there. I'm looking at you, Parker Vance. I have openly praised Jacob for his driving skills. I'm just going to say that. Go to the podcast. Look at it. I've openly praised him. Happy for him that he got that win, even though I was having a panic attack in the moment.
You're
But yeah. But, it's good for him to get a win. Great stuff. Great content.
Yeah,
I'm still looking for wins. Winning at Atlanta doesn't really seal your record. It's a super speedway. Anyone can win there. I want to get a win at a road course and an intermediate to show that I have that ability to do that eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you did run well also the week before. I know it was just an all-star race, but you ran well at the all-star race at Richmond. You finished third, I think it was.
Yeah, I was third.
Yeah, you finished. So you finished in the top 3. I don't know. You feel like the last couple of races you kind of did start to turn things around a little bit. I think coming into
He's
the
just
season,
like Joey Logano.
unironically, it's kind of like Joey Logano's season last year. But yeah, I think coming into the season, you kind of set yourself up with really high expectations. Then kind of started to temper as the season went on. And I think you told me the other day, well, it was like a couple of weeks ago, that you're just trying to learn from your first essentially rookie season, and just build on whatever it is you can.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first Pro Series start. I mean, I'm racing with you guys for so long. Hopping into iRacing completely different. This is my first league on iRacing. So when I was hyping myself up, that was completely wrong mentality I should have had. And I gotta go in this being like, I'm not gonna win immediately. I have to learn where I'm at, see what I need to work on, and work on it. And that's what I did before Richmond. And when we got to Richmond, that's you saw the results of that.
Yeah, like I said, a top 3 run at Richmond. And yeah, you held pretty good pace there. You outran Todd Lee at the end of the Richmond race. Of course, you won at Atlanta. Going forward, what can we expect from Hoskins for the rest of the playoffs?
I mean, I'm just gonna bite my time. I'm not gonna try to push the car. I'm definitely gonna look for wins when I have the opportunity. But if I'm not running the fastest, I'm just gonna try to stay in my lane, keep hopefully get a few top fives, few top threes. I'm just gonna try to stay consistent. I'm not gonna push myself for wins. If I can just stay consistent, I could probably possibly have a deep run in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, you're at the very least making it to the next round. So congrats to that. And, good luck going forward. Chief, what do you think of a Hoskins potential deep playoff run? You think he has it in him?
Um, yeah, I think he can. There's a lot of tracks that he likes during the later stages of the playoffs. So
Oh,
You should have said no.
what just
hold
vanished from
on. My little sister came in and started crying. Hold on.
chat? We are not cutting this out. We might have to-
Anyways, come here. Look, come here. Come here. Come here. You're fine. I think. Okay. Okay. Hold on. You gotta be quiet. All right. You gotta be quiet. Hold on.
Might
Okay.
have to
Look.
cut this
Be
out.
quiet real quick. Okay. Okay. All right. I think he can make a deep playoff run. As I was saying before, he has a pretty good track record. He did qualify front row at Bristol last time we went there. So I think he has a shot there. Also at Talladega. It's one of his favorite tracks.
Yeah,
So I think he can go far.
I think obviously he doesn't have to worry about the current round anymore. Then we get to the next round, Watkins Glen. Road courses can go either way, but I think if you can keep it clean, you can get a good finish there. Phoenix, we've not raced at Phoenix in the Vantage Pro Series at all, or Martinsville for that matter. But Phoenix is an interesting track. How do you feel about Phoenix? Say Sourcey, Jacob.
Going into next round is probably gonna be my hardest round. Two of the tracks I don't own, have never raced on. One of the tracks is Phoenix, which I haven't run the next gen enough there to have a knowledge of if I'm good or not. I've run the Xfinity car there, and I've been able to run up to the front in Xfinity, run top five, pretty much the entire time in Xfinity. But next gen's different, handles completely different. So, Phoenix is gonna be touch and go for me, which I really hope it's a go moment because we're gonna need it into the next round.
Yeah, like I said, I think if you can survive the round of 12, you'll be pretty well set for the round of 8. Like Chief was saying, you qualified on pole last season, or no, front row last season for Bristol. Daytona Road Course is another tough one. We've never raced there either. And of course, Talladega, anything can happen there. You could win, you could also crash out on the first lap. It just kind of depends how the rest of the field wants to race that day, especially being a cutoff race.
Yeah, of course.
And that's pretty much it for the Pro Series. Hoskins came away with the win there in Atlanta. Then we had to Friday Night Fenders, of course, on Friday night. It was throwback night, and we saw a lot of great throwbacks. Chief came away with, not the win. He actually finished second, I think it was. But it was Tyler Fink ending wasn't too long of a winless streak. I kind of freaked out on the stream because I thought it was a long winless streak, but thinking about it, he actually won some races last year, especially late last year too. So he hadn't won in like 4 or 5 months, but not that crazy. But Tyler Fink comes away with the win at Eagle Rock for throwback night. Chief had a late chance, and then kind of got into a bit of a scuffle towards the end.
I don't know about late chance. I led the whole race pretty much, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you anymore. I got pole position. I led most of the race. Of course, they pull a caution straight out of their ass, like usual. And T. Smitty just can't drive
Oh my God.
alongside other people. Like you can't. And he knows it too because I'll tell him and he'll be like, ha ha ha, so true. Like, it's not funny. It's not funny when I'm going in the wall, you know? Or when I'm sideways. And yeah, I don't know. And he took me out in Formula Americas too. Go watch that on our YouTube. Just dropped, by the way. Um,
Yeah, that was Chief and Smitty have been coming together a lot. Next week is the regular season finale, or just the season finale as a whole for Friday Night Fenders. Jacob, can we expect to see you there maybe for the finale on Forza?
Um, we'll see how I'm feeling. Obviously, last time I raced Forza was straight off of hopping off iRacing, and it was a completely different shift
Oh yeah,
for me. So I did absolutely horrible, not expecting how the cars handle. Because in iRacing, the cars handle exactly how they're supposed to handle whatever conditions are set. In Forza, they handle how Forza sets them, and they're super tight for who knows why, and and they're super boaty to drive. So it's really
I
a
think
difficult change.
I think it's super tight because we have those stock tunes on them, and you can't adjust it at all. Because yeah, they are super tight stock, and we were struggling with that at Eagle Rock last Friday. It was really hard to turn into the corner, especially on the long run.
yeah, but Homestead should be a good one. Under the Lights, per request, it wasn't my original intention to commentate and stream that race on Friday, but Slay said he's running a special tribute to I think his grandfather's karting team or something livery on Friday, and he asked me to stream that race. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that because he
Did
said
I?
his family's gonna race. I mean, watch the stream.
Yeah.
Show Grandpa Slay in the track. Let's get him. Let's get him an advantage. But yeah, that should be a good one. April 4th is the finale for Friday Night Fenders, and then yeah, that should just about do it for that. Then Saturday was a big one. I was kind of nervous going into Saturday. Made sure to get a lot of sleep on Friday night. And yeah, we started the day with Formula America at Sebring, part of a doubleheader. Chief, you raced that race. It was super fun to broadcast. It looked really fun. Of course, there was a lot of contact, and it was kind of like bumper cars out there, honestly.
Yeah, just terrible driving standards. I'm shit talking my own league here, but um, I I don't know. It's as much as you can expect from a junior series, a feeder series, so to say. Some contact, but towards the front was really good battles. They were pretty much clean. Um, those cars they were acting super. They were super loose on there. Like it would lock the rears a lot. Just tough to drive all day. And if you were mid pack to the back of the pack, then you basically just got spun out. Also, if you're G9, you just hit the pit wall and took out your teammate.
That was
Yeah, that was
crazy.
crazy.
Um, Jacob, did you get a chance to watch the meme recap that Chief just dropped like a couple hours ago?
I have not watched it yet. I've
Oh,
been
it's
racing on iRacing the
it's
past
actually
few hours.
it's actually pretty funny. You should watch it. It's only like 4 or 5 minutes long, but yeah, it is pretty funny. Yeah, G9 did have that moment where he was leading the race. He was quote unquote trying to break the slipstream of the car behind, and instead he just smacked the inside pit wall entry and took out his teammate in the process. So, and they were fighting for the lead, by the way. So,
I've
incredible.
smacked the pit wall before.
You have. Luckily, you didn't take out a teammate in the process.
Oh yeah, luckily.
But yeah, that was definitely something. A fun race though. Fun race to watch. I know those cars are a little bit squirrely, but they definitely look fun to drive. Next week they head to VIR. Same with Vissel. Speaking of Vissel, up next was the Vantage Indy Special League opener, also at Sebring. That was quite a fun race as well. Kind of a slow burner there. Jacob, your team, Aftershock, had a 1-2-3 in practice and qualifying. Unfortunately, two of those drivers kind of had bad luck. One lost part of his front wing on the opening lap, and the other one kind of had an incident, got wrecked into the pit lane, and then he wrecked on cold tires coming out of the pit lane. But Rick Raven was up there all day fighting for the lead, leading most of the race, and it looked like he was going to at least have a really good shot to win until, Jacob, you want to tell us what happened towards the end there?
Well, let's just say that crew chief's been fired. Ran out of fuel on coming to the last lap, and it was the worst feeling. And people say it was the Minot show. Aftershock ran that entire race with Rick Raven up front. I mean, we were up there the entire time, and we even had Max Beast up there as well for a few laps before he ended up getting wrecked. So we were running the show until we weren't running the show, which is where everything fell apart.
So,
Go ahead.
did you rate Minot Monday or no?
What's Minot Monday? Sorry, I don't
Minot
recognize
Monday.
that holiday. I don't recognize that. I'm sorry.
You recognize that? Not your religion?
No,
It's,
it's not. No.
it's against it's against the Aftershock Church of Aftershock.
Are you talking about Rick Raven Tuesday? Because that's what's happening right now.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good season. Rick Raven was dominating most of the day. He did have to start lifting, coasting in the second half of the race, as he said in the post-race interview that he kind of was off on his fuel stints to the end if it had gone green, and it did go green to the end. So he had a 12.5-second lead, was slowly being crept down. Minot actually caught up to him, tried to pass him a couple times. Raven got him back, and he never actually lost the lead to Minot for more than a corner or two before having to pit for fuel right there at the very, very end. But yeah, Minot came away with the win on strategy. And yeah, we head to VIR for round 2 next week. And it's a long season, so 22 races over the course of the rest of the year. So don't be discouraged from 1 second place. It's a long season and plenty of points to be made up.
With how fast I threw that team together and what I was expecting, I mean, Aftershock Motorsports, like from where we've started to where we are now, a lot has changed. And I threw that team together, not knowing any of their skill levels, and seeing them practice 1, 2, and 3, then qualify 1, 2, 3, and I knew like, okay, this is gonna be a good season. And Brandon at the end of that race DM'd me. We had a little friendly banter. We've challenged each other to an unofficial Gas Racing Co. versus Aftershock for the Indy Series title. So we're gonna see how that goes. So if y'all, I don't know if y'all are keeping track of team points. If y'all don't,
We will, yeah.
I will. Okay, you
I
will.
think-
So
You guys should make a bet to get a tattoo of the other team's logo.
That's
the other
crazy.
team's- oh,
What happens if they tie?
we both get tattoos.
Yeah.
That's even crazier. That's
If I had the
wild.
money to, this market's crazy. Can't afford a tattoo.
In this economy.
Nah,
It's
you have to save up. The season ends in December. You have the whole year to save up.
Zapper.
Yeah, I'm going on a trip to Talladega in October.
Nah. You have a whole year. I don't want to hear it.
I'm also in debt, Nico. You forget I'm a college student.
That's not. No one told you to go to college. It's not my fault.
Real. Nico Collins, look where he's at, commentating
Real
top
commentating
races.
internet racing on YouTube for free.
So, what was cool to see, Chase and Max, both former VF1 drivers, now V1. But it was just cool to see him up there, up in the top 3. Maybe it shows that these console drivers can hang on iRacing.
Yeah, Larry's Miles too. I mean, he finished like I think 6th or 7th, but he was up there as well.
Well, Chief, you also gotta remember they've been racing on iRacing longer than you've been racing on iRacing. Before Indy Special League started.
Who could have figured that out?
No, but if I can, like, if I'm allowed to talk about Aftershock for a moment.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at what we've accomplished in our first full year of being a team, we've won 2 races. We're basically super speedway merchants. We've won 2 out of the 3 super speedway races, and we were up there in Daytona for a bit until bad strategy came across us. So we've got super speedway down. We have speed. Landon finished 2nd at Kansas, so we have that going for us. So I feel like Aftershock is going to be a championship caliber team. Maybe not this season, maybe not next season, but in a few seasons, I feel like we could have a championship.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, I mean, maybe this season with the IndyCar League at the end of the year, or come
True.
the end of the year rather, with Raven and Van Beest and Chase. Yeah, could be definitely and you still have an open spot, right? Are you looking for a 4th IndyCar driver since the max is 4?
I'm looking, but I'm not hardcore searching. I have a good roster with me. They proved that themselves at Sebring, but I am looking in the field for any non-drivers with potential.
Interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, I know you scooped up Rick Raven. He's won the first ever recruitment race, I'm pretty sure. At least the first ever broadcasted recruitment race, and you scooped him up within
Yeah.
5 minutes of him joining the server after the race. So,
He joined. I immediately DM'd him. I was watching that race live, and I was like, oh, okay, I want that guy.
yeah, and it turns out to be a good investment. He was, I mean, he didn't win, but he was basically fastest the whole series, the whole race. So yeah, that was a fun experience on Saturday. Super fun. 2 great races. I mean, all the races so far have been great this week. And then we head to Sunday, V1 rebrand, Season 7. I mean, what can I say? Full grid, really clean race. No safety cars. Only a little bit of damage here and there. But Chief, how was that race for you? I know you were trying to pull off a long stint there.
Well, V1 always sucks for me. I'm just bad at the game. I qualified 8th, and then my clutch didn't engage for the start, so I just sat there pretty much the whole time. Dropped out of the points. And after that, it was just a recovery race. I didn't see too much action, and then the tires exploded like 2 laps from the finish. So, yeah,
you got
finished
back up
outside the
to
point.
7th, 6th, 8th,
Well,
something before your
I was
tires.
8th, and the tires exploded, yeah.
Yeah.
So, not good to start the season, but hopefully we'll be back at Jeddah this week.
That's going to be a tough one. Yeah, it was a interesting race as well. Also on the YouTube. All of the races now are streamed live on YouTube in it. But yeah, that was a fun race. Pretty clean race. A little bit of a strategy race there. Leading driver, swept back Flame, got disqualified for not using multiple compounds, which was a glitch in the game. I guess he went to select a different tire, it didn't put it on, and he got disqualified, which is super unfortunate because he probably would have won. Or at least got second if he didn't. But yeah, just super unfortunate for him. His teammate Havoc won. Don't break the rules. Don't cheat. Cheat Inkaru, talking about not cheating. That's rich.
All right. Nico, I'm just saying this guy, he basically said I could cheat. Let's get the DMs up.
If you can find
Where he
those,
said you
that'd be
could cut the final corner.
your interpretation.
41 wins in air quotations.
Not a single one is legit. All right. So
Yo, wait. You know what's funny, Sorksy? You say all those wins are illegitimate. Sorksy, you've been a part of some of those wins. You've been in those races. So are you saying that those don't matter at all? How come if my wins are so illegitimate, how come you couldn't win a single one?
because they're
Let's talk about this real
Mickey
quick.
Mouse wins. They don't
I've
count.
started less races than you have.
You
Substantially
joined the circuit
less.
a year before me.
Yeah, I still started less races than you. Which
Okay,
means I
My
have
first
plenty
ever
of time to
race,
catch up.
I won. You were in the race with me. Where'd you finish?
I don't remember. I don't think I've ever completed a full season in Vantage.
Okay, but the races we've done together, how many times have you beat me?
Once. Pretty good day too. I led the whole race.
All right.
I mean, he's got a point. All right, let's head to the power rankings, and we'll wrap it up here. So this week's power rankings, not much has changed actually in the top 10 anyways. There's actually quite a bit of movement outside the top 10, but we don't show the top 10 on the stream or on the podcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, top 7 stays exactly the same. T. Smitty goes up a spot with his 3rd place finish at Eagle Rock. Kurt Bray goes down a spot, and La Balloon sneaks into the top 10 with a 2nd place in Formula America. All the newer guys, of course, are towards the bottom because they only have a couple of starts or 1 start. But yeah. Any thoughts on the top 10 or outside the top 10? I know I shared the power rankings here in this little chat.
Outside the top 10.
Tyler Fink's on the outside looking in, barely. He's about a podium away from...
Tyler Fink better than La Balloon, question mark?
Could be. He has way more starts.
I need Chief to say I'm not gonna make it do well in the next few races so I can do well. Because apparently that's all it takes.
He's got a
I think you'll do so good at the next couple of races,
No.
Sorksy.
Oh, dang it.
DNF income.
I mean, I think you can do well.
We'll see. I'm practicing Iowa right now, so.
Yeah, well, Prince asked everybody in the FIA. He said, do you guys think you're going to win the championship? I mean, it's all up to how much you practice, how much work you put in, you know?
Yeah, Daniel's gonna win the championship. Let me tell you.
Daniel is kind of
Yeah,
crazy.
he wrecked that thug.
Yeah, he's great. All right, I don't think I'll be able to match his speed. Maybe I'll come close, but I don't think I'll ever be at his level. Not anytime soon, at least.
I think if you practice enough, you could get there.
I think you just got to give him the bumper.
I was
Mike,
thinking about it at Richmond, but I decided against it.
Mike,
I didn't want to deal with that stuff.
you don't want to make an enemy of Daniel Michel going into the playoffs.
You would have gained my full respect if you would have just gave him the bumper.
Great. Now he's going to dump him in the next race.
I mean, next race is Iowa. It's a short track, so just
Give him
saying.
the bumper. Give him the business. All right. Yeah. Hoskins jumped from 16th to 13th with his win. So the next 5 outside the top 10 are Tyler Fink in 11th, Purge dropped down to 12th, Hoskins in 13th, Captain Holt, interestingly enough, in 14th, who's kind of just secretly racking up podiums and starts, and then Landon Bednar's in 15th for the power rankings. And then we've had
Bednar's is on Aftershock, correct?
correct,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
He only has 8 starts on the year, but that win and his 5 podiums doing him pretty good for the season so far. And then we
Pretty
had
good pickup for the team.
Oh, definitely, yeah. We've had 74 drivers race in at least one race this year. We've had, how many races have we done? 46 races since the 1st of January. Pretty good, if you ask me.
Doing well. I've won
Garbage.
one of those
You should
races.
sell the server.
Sell it. I'm going to sell it to
How much you want for it? Aftershock will take it. Don't worry.
Aftershock Racing.
Oh, Jesus. Vantage just shut down.
Welcome back, Pro Series. All right. Yeah, I think anything else you gentlemen want to plug before we wrap this up?
Oh,
You said
follow
plug?
the socials.
Yeah.
Yeah. Follow Chief Ankaru.
Follow
Go
Aftershock
watch the YouTube
Motorsports
video.
Esports on Instagram. We're also making merch soon. I will be autographing merch. If anyone buys any, I'll ship it to them autographed.
$60.
$2 actually. We're going cheap this time. We're looking for more sponsors. Come onto the car so I can win more races.
We get
That's it.
Can we get a Chief Dankaroo sponsored car?
He'll be Jacob number 2
Oh,
on the car.
That's crazy.
Oh, if I
Yeah.
sponsored you, I'd put
On a technicality,
Oh.
I am technically Jacob number 1 because I joined before you.
Oh,
I've been here a
This is
I mean,
true.
He's got a point there. He does have a. He's got
This
a
is
point.
Jacob squared.
Yeah. Jacob, if you guys ever team up together, that can be your team name.
Real.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. Thanks everyone at home for watching and liking and subscribing and smashing that, what's it called? Notification bell. I gotta get better.
Notification.
You know, the bell?
In the like button.
No,
He's
not
beginning to lose his
that
memory.
too. There's a notification thing. You hit the bell. And
Smash everything.
yeah, it's just smash it all. All right. Well,
All right. Vantage in 5.
Vantage in 5. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.